Hi, welcome to Easter Eggs. I'm Jeff Dixon. We're counting our way down to Easter. And as we do, we're taking a look at maybe some surprising things or things that you don't normally think about as it relates to the cross, um, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus. It's about our celebrating at Easter. In John 19:30, Jesus utters these three words. He says, "It is finished." Now, today I'm going to date myself a little bit because several years ago, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel enchanted us all with a song about a poor boy who went to New York on a dream and fell victim to the harsh life of the city. As the song goes, he's penniless, he has only strangers as friends, and he spent his days, and the song says, laying low, seeking out the poor quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places that only they would know. Now, when you hear the song, it's easy to picture this young lad, dirty face, worn clothes, looking for work, finding none. He trudges the sidewalks of New York City. He battles the cold. He dreams of going somewhere where the New York City winters aren't bleeding me, leading me home. And he entertains thoughts of quitting, giving up, something that he never thought he would do. And just when he's getting ready to pick up the towel and throw it in, come these words. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries a reminder of every blow that laid him down or cut him, till he cried out in his anger and shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. The fighter still remains. There's something magnetic in that phrase. It rings with trueness. Those who can remain like a boxer are a rare breed. And I don't necessarily mean win. I mean remain, hang in there, finish, stick to it until it's done. But very few of us have the tendency to do that because the human tendency is to quit too soon. It is the Rocky Balboa moment from the film Rocky, the first film, where he just wants to go the distance. He's not going to quit no matter what. Nothing screams louder in our culture than the ability to stay and not quit. See, our inability not to finish things shows up in sometimes the smallest things. There might be a partly mowed lawn, a half-read book, letters that are started but never completed, an abandoned diet, a car up on blocks. Or it shows up in more painful areas like an abandoned child, a cold faith, a jobbed hopper, a world that never gets to hear about Jesus because we just quit. See, we have to take some time as we move through the Easter season and remember what Jesus said from the cross, where he says, I am finished. What that means is he didn't quit. Don't think he wasn't tempted to. I mean, don't think for a minute that there weren't thoughts about, you got to be kidding me, when the apostles would backbite or quarrel among each other. Don't think there was a moment that Jesus didn't think about the seriousness of what he was getting ready to do when he wept outside of Lazarus' tomb. As he claws the ground of Gethsemane, as he prays and is in anguish, understand he wanted to quit. You bet he did, but he didn't. And we come to this moment on the cross and he cries out, it is finished. Can you imagine the cry from the cross? The day has turned dark. The two other victims are moaning on either side of him. The jeering mouths have now gone silent momentarily. Perhaps there's thunder as this darkness rolls across the sky. There's probably the sound of weeping happening from those that are watching this unfold. And then Jesus draws in his last breath, pushes down on that nail that is driven through his feet and pushes up and cries, it is finished. And that moment, the history-long plan of redeeming man was finished, and Jesus didn't quit. That's huge. That's huge. And the lesson for that, and it's not a surprise because we know that's how the story unfolds, But the lesson in that is don't think that it's not going to be tough, and don't think there's not going to be moments when you just want to quit. There will be, but don't. Follow the example that Jesus gave to us, and when you do, you will discover that your life is different and it takes on biblical proportions simply because you stuck with it. You went the distance. You got it done. A surprising tidbit maybe in the bigger story of Easter, because it's a simple thing. Jesus didn't quit. He didn't fail. He didn't give up. And he thought you were worth it. That's huge. I look forward to joining you next time as we count down to Easter.